Heaven Can Wait, Mainby, movie review. So I think actually there are a few different movies that have this name, but the movie I'm reviewing is actually a Japanese film. Japanese title is Tengoku wa Matte Kureru. Apologies for the bad pronunciation. So I watched this movie because I was going through a period where I was trying to study more Japanese by watching more Japanese movies. I was living in Japan at the time, and there's this odd thing, at least during the time I was living in Japan, where the DVD shops, even for Japanese films that got international releases, did not usually have English subtitles on them. Obviously, English subtitles were available for a lot of these films because they got released internationally. But if you go to a DVD store in Japan, it's just not an option. Except for like a handful of films. And for whatever reason, this was one of those handful of films that had English subtitles. So even though I was watching this film with the intent of practicing my Japanese, it helped me to have those English subtitles on. I make a big deal of kind of giving my excuses for watching this film because I absolutely hated this film. Like, I really hated it. And I should have known just from the DVD cover that I was going to hate it because it's this cheesy, sappy romance drama with a sad ending. It's a kind of film that is really kind of popular domestically in Japan. They like a lot of these kind of sad movies about a doomed romance where somebody dies at the end. And actually there's a lot of elements in here that are very formulaic. Childhood friendships and loved ones that are brought together again by a death, with a lot of hospital scenes interspersed with nostalgic reminiscing. I don't know, maybe... I don't know if they're still popular in Japan, but these movies were very popular in Japan when I was living there, this particular formula. I do have to admit the first couple of these movies I saw, I kind of liked, but once I figured out this was a formula that was getting repeated over and over again, I started to lose my patience with it. Plus, I don't like sappy movies, personal preference. So in this case, the story involves three childhood friends, Takeshi, Hiroki, and Kaoru. Kaoru has always been in love with Hiroki. But when Takeshi proposes to Kaoru, Hiroki bows out and lets Takeshi get the girl. Then Takeshi is in a car accident and goes into a coma for 3 years. Eventually, Hiroko proposes to Kaoru, but just as they're announcing their engagement, guess who wakes up from his coma? But then before you can say, all right, come in with the violin music, it turns out Takeshi only has a month to live. I just hated this movie. It was so sappy, so many crying scenes, so awful, but it's my own fault for renting it. I should have known I was not in the target audience as soon as I saw the DVD box. So, by all means, don't listen to me. Check this movie out for yourself and form your own opinion.